Good morning.
Good morning.
I got to do a fist bump like I do with
it.
Rick on our new Monday morning podcast. Welcome to BeLocal. On this Monday morning, I'm here with Ashley Gentry. Hello, Ashley.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. I think today we're just going to, well, first off, how was your weekend?
It was great. I felt like that was a very demure introduction for me. I was like, good morning.
Good morning.
I don't know
like you're not bringing the energy.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, no, it's
everything's
okay.
thawing. We're kind of coming out of this like winter wonderland. And
gosh, the parking lot isn't. I thought I was going to break my neck trying to get up here. So it's like
the way the building sits and the way the sun is, there's just this area of shade that just is still the north.
We got some stubborn ice still sitting around Plano.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
But no, I'm very happy. Yesterday was a beautiful day.
It was.
I will take it. I think we're going into a beautiful week. And so, so I'm excited to be here.
Good. Did you do anything fun this weekend?
What did I do? I shockingly played a lot of pickleball.
Okay, shockingly.
I know. It was a lot. Like, I probably played Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think I played 20 hours.
Remind me where I can find you playing pickleball these days, now that Pickleball Kingdom's
so I'm an Ace in Frisco, and then they're also building an Ace at like Park in Preston.
Oh, nice.
So there's going to be a Plano location
Very cool.
as well.
Love to hear that.
So we're super excited.
Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about news last week. We had a special election.
We did.
For county seats. I think it was seat 7 for the city council, Plano City Council.
And I'm always so sad because you look at the turnout and it was just abysmal. And I can't remember how many actual residents we have in the city of Plano, but I think we had like 11,000.
Yeah, I think it went. Colleen Aguilar Epstein came in to the Plano Chamber on Friday, and we were talking a little bit about that. And yeah, I think at that time they had like 7,000 people vote. There's 300,000 people in Plano.
There you go.
Like it's borderline embarrassing. And then she was telling the story that in Heath they had a similar election recently.
Okay.
Guess how many people voted? Do you want to guess?
800.
11.
Oh my goodness!
The election was decided. The winner received 7 votes, 7-4. So do your civic duty and get out there and vote. Like when we say your vote matters, like especially in these small elections, right, where we're not everybody's as engaged as you think they might be. Your vote really does make a massive impact, and so it doesn't take a lot to get to kind of understand where people stand on the issues and to think critically about where you stand on the issues and let your voice be heard.
Do you think we're not reverse engineering how the younger populations kind of correlate, their civic duty and voting and all of those other things? Are we doing a disservice when it's only we're trying to ramp up, get out and vote or get out and do something? I think there's a disconnect now between people's trust barometer in government, whether it's local, state, or national. And I don't think we do a good enough job tying the purpose of what you're doing. And it doesn't mean, go out and vote so you can protest. It's go out and vote because this is literally who is deciding these things on a daily basis on your behalf.
I thought that was funny because there was a lot of people on Friday that was like, if you don't vote, you can't complain. And I was like, that's not the point. Like,
no, but that's where we've drilled all this down to is that like voting is your inherent ability to protest against the man and all these other things instead. Saying, hey, you guys are living here. You're living in Plano. Who do you want those people to be your proxy? Mm-hmm. That is what we kind of have to drill it down to is who is your proxy? They are not running the city. Mm-hmm. They are doing what you want them to do. Mm-hmm. And if you're not electing somebody that is going to be a proper advocate for the voice of the citizen, then you're screwed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Couldn't have said it better.
Thank you.
Yeah. So with that being said, congratulations to Shun Thomas for her seat on the city council, seat 7, and look forward to doing some great things. I listened to the last city council meeting or I don't want to call it a
forum?
Debate. Yeah,
maybe more like forum.
Yeah, because they're clearly not adversarial. A lot of these local politics are very civil and they agree in a lot of different things.
They do.
So there's some key places where we disagree, and we might talk a little bit about that coming on in the news.
But I think she is a we we're in, I think, good hands from a collaborator standpoint and somebody that is a very good listener.
Yeah.
And I think we do need to, regardless of what somebody's personal inherent politics are and everything else, again, we are voting these people in to be a proxy and a voice for the community that they're serving. And, with my tenure at Metrotex, that was saying that, look, I felt very specifically about certain things, but ultimately I had to represent 36,000 members, and that's a big difference from what just Ashley Gentry wants. What's the best for the giant population that we're serving, with the Realtor organization. And so Shona is going to do a great job of that, I think. She and I served, I got to serve a little bit with her at Junior League of Collin County.
She's currently the Junior League president, I believe, of Collin County.
Yeah. So, I mean, to watch that progression, and that's not an easy feat. If anybody's aware, that's a entire organization built of women. So if she can build consensus around that, then maybe she'll be a good listener if you have something that you want to bring to the table. But congratulations, and upward and onward.
Cool. Very cool. Yeah. Okay, moving on to some news. We discussed this a couple weeks ago, but this keeps coming up like every time I start reading like top articles in Plano.
Sure.
AT&T's coming.
Yep.
Right. Right at like Legacy, like 5400 Legacy. It's going to be a big campus, around like 54 acres. Can you tell me a little bit, since you're plugged in the real estate world, kind of what that means for this area, this community?
Well, you got to think about, I mean, we talked about it from, why AT&T kind of made the decision to come to Plano. And I think what we have to understand too is infrastructure is a big part of that. Take up the social political aspect of being in Dallas County versus Collin County or anything in between. AT&T is not going anywhere, and they're a huge employer, and they really want to attract people to stay there for the duration of their careers. I know I have a lot of clients that have worked for the corporation for a long time, and so they've been real big drivers on not just it's a job, like we want you to be a part of the culture and the company and all of those things. And I think AT&T ultimately identified working with a municipality that feels the same way about their residents, and so turning around and saying what's good for AT&T in this 54-acre massive site that they're going to build on is, one, they're going to pour a lot of money and a lot of cool things that are not just for the employees. I don't know. Have you actually been to their downtown area and the campus and all that kind of stuff that they built around it?
No, is this one kind of near like Old Baylor?
No, it's like, so there's where the employees actually would go. I'd see, that's my Metrotex hat, right? There's staff and there's volunteers, but the employees, but then they also built like the AT&T, like pavilion area and like all of these things. They're really big on trying to beautify the area that they're plugged into. And so they're going to do the same thing here. But I've talked about it. It's taxes. It's affordability for homeowners. It's, finding quality product that their very busy employees will find desirable if they're recruiting. So, I think there's a lot of things to be said about, that was really smart. And we've obviously seen this go on with, PepsiCo and Frito-Lay and like all of these other campuses that were built, over the last 10 to 20 years. But I think AT&T is the newest one to invest, and they're not going anywhere anytime 100%. Soon.
Yeah,
so
not like Frito-Lay's going anywhere.
No,
PepsiCo,
they're not. But like JCPenney was obviously one of the largest, anchors, and so it's like I think that's where I'm saying the revitalization of it's not retail anchors, it's not anything else. I mean, you're talking about AT&T. It's the largest cellular provider, internet, all of those other things. So that's a big win for North Texas and Plano. Similarly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other big developments coming in. You mentioned, and I was reading a little bit more about this. We're making about a $750 million investment in Haggard Farm, that Haggard Farm development. That's going to be multi-use. I thought it was just going to be a bunch of houses, but they're really doing a lot with that development.
I mean, you have to, and that's why I think you're seeing a lot more of that, the mixed use development, and that just doesn't mean a mixture between commercial, retail, and residential. It also means look, the different generations and the people that are moving here from other areas of the country have, different desires or needs in their housing types too. So the rooftops even that we're building. And I will say Plano has, there was a concerted effort several years ago. No more apartments was a big thing when you were running political races. And I understand because they start talking about our roads and the infrastructure and do we actually have enough to support these density projects? I think the answer is yes after we've seen over the last years. And you being a new resident of Plano, even though we have constant growth coming on, I will tip my hat to the people that have been, in the background, really foreshadowing what we need to do as far as making sure our roads can withstand the additional traffic and what that looks like for commuters and just residents within the city. Because I don't know about you. I mean, you go a lot of places. I've been a lot of places. I still think the road network of Plano is probably one of the best I've seen in the state.
I agree. Actually, me and Kat were talking about this because, even there's construction.
There is.
Every day there is some stretch and segment of Plano, and because I drive so much, I probably encounter it at some point, during the day. But
it doesn't stop you.
Yeah, because you can just go around. It's like one block south, one block north, or east or west, and get through. It's very easily laid out, and so it's easy to get that road rage. And that if you're just rolling down the street and that's where the construction is, right? Like it might be a little problem, but I think the infrastructure here is actually pretty fantastic. Get on your bike, by the way. There's a lot of biking trails. You can
oh my gosh, there's more. I mean, that's the other thing that Plano's known for. So it's like the things that you can see, and then the things that you can't see. The hiking and biking trails and the network system. That connects you through the entire city if you wanted to do it that way. And so again, going back to and the Haggard family has been, institutional for Plano for multiple generations.
I think it was 1856 or something.
Yes. If you want to call them like the settler family.
They've owned the land since 1856 is what I was reading.
So it's absolutely amazing. And I think they were, They wanted to make sure whatever was going to go on their land was going to further the initiative of the future generations. And I think that this is going to be a really intuitive project. And I think it's something and I know people that have been here a really long time, growth is uncomfortable, so it scares them. And I think that's where you see these campaigns of no new apartments, no density and all of this other stuff. But you got to be thinking about your kids and your grandkids. And if you want them to be a part of this community and what that looks like with affordability being challenging, maybe they don't actually have the means to buy a, 3,000 square foot single family home. They might actually have to do more of a loft style, apartment dwelling or a townhome or something like that so they can build their roots in this community, and then they continue to level up and they don't have to move out. And I think that's what we're seeing here is there are options for first-time home buyers, and there are options for people that have opulent lifestyles in Plano. And so that's the melting pot that we've created here.
And I like we also have people in like different life phases, but different life conditions, like where there's people that just want to lock and leave, like things that isn't like this big bedroom community where I've got a lot of maintenance, I've got all my neighbors. Like sometimes I just want to people live in Uptown because it's like, hey, I can lock, leave, go to get to the airport and be done. Speaking of the airport and access to the airport, the DART has been in the news some more.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want to weigh in at all on your position on any of this? Or by the way, hold on. There's a vote coming up in May, so mark that on your calendar. Look it up. There's been a lot of back and forth on whether or not DART being here is worth it. And you can. there's a lot of information there. I'll let you decide. But is there any thoughts on?
I think what's important is to understand where the scrutiny is coming from, and I think that's where people just if they're just reading the headline, they go, oh my gosh, you're trying to take public transportation away from marginalized citizens that can't afford, traditional cars or other things like that, and that's not the case. Shockingly, just like anything else, it gets bloated. and the funds aren't being used appropriately back to the people that are utilizing the DART services. So it's been, in my humble opinion, extraordinarily ineffective. It has not been reliable. There have been safety concerns in different municipalities, and there's just been a lack of desire for progress. And so sometimes you have to put the screws on entities to sit there and say, no more. You have hundreds of millions of dollars that you're squandering of taxpayer money to fund this public transportation network through multiple municipalities in North Texas, and you're just not doing what your communities need. And so in different cities, they all have different pain points with DART. And I think that's the hardest part, is this is not just a Plano issue. You've got Dallas, you've got your other areas that you're serving, you've got the DART rail, you've got the DART buses. And so, there's a lot of things we have to think about. I don't think anybody wants public transportation to go away, but with AI and different types of apps, I mean, we've seen this with our behavior in shopping for groceries and getting car services and doing things like that. People are demanding that we sit there and say, we have to spend less money and be more intuitive so we can serve the citizens that are actually utilizing it. And I think that's really what the core and the basis is. But you've got, of course, your echo chambers on both sides that are perverting, I think, the overall, thing that we're trying to get to the bottom of. And of course, DART is saying, hey, pump the brakes. We're going to try some things.
Yeah.
We're not going to spend as much money. We're going to be better stewards. Let's see if we can make some headway before this May vote.
I think there's a window where they can come to terms before, and they can recall the
They can,
vote, right?
and I would suspect we will see some of that, but people need to understand, too, there is a contract in place. Nothing would happen overnight. But for anybody that thinks that there are not solutions being discussed as a DART alternative, there are. And there are a lot of people that want to see North Texas continue to succeed, and I think public transportation will still be a part of that. But do your research. Make sure you're not just reading the top of an article and then go, screw you, yes, we need DART, or screw you, we don't need DART. That's not what we need to be discussing.
Yeah. All right. Good. Still exciting, not committed or anything, but I keep reading about the Dallas Stars Arena and Willow Bend and the reconstruction, and so that's something that everybody's very excited to talk about. But I can't find any substance on whether or not anything like this is going to happen.
And you just saw the Mavericks. I mean, they're inching into that North Dallas corridor. So I mean, again, what does that tell you? Is that even wanting to stay in Dallas proper, I think these big sports teams and the return on, again, being able to serve a giant population of people that want to be a part of these sports teams, getting a little bit further into the northern capacity of Dallas, it could really serve them well. I mean, Alex and Reese, my husband and daughter, went to twice a K-pop concert last night. Okay. And so it was at American Airlines, and it was absolutely fine. And they actually said it was pretty low stress, but that is a completely different scenario than when you're talking about a big sports, game and doing that kind of stuff. And so I think we just have to recognize that again, people are, I don't know about you, but I got a pretty sweet setup at home. So if I want to watch a game, I'm going to sit there with my 80-inch television and my own snacks and doing all those things. And I think these sports teams are realizing there's a big population of people that would just rather go to their friend's house or stay at home. So how do we drive more meaningful activity to broaden that scope of the people that come? And that means being in areas that are much more serviceable to a larger population.
I just look forward to only having to drive 10 minutes to go to my game.
You would go more.
I would go. It's hard to get down. It's getting down to American Airlines or the park. I mean, I'm a Cowboy season ticket holder, and we don't go out there because it's a long ways. And the affordability of tickets. To be honest, I can't afford to go to the games that I bought tickets for.
Isn't that insane?
I can't do it all. I mean, we've got reasons we buy that, and we can talk about the charities and stuff we do later. But anyway, the having it in our backyard would be really fun. I went to an Allen Americans hockey game.
How was that?
Have you been? Excuse me.
I've been to the facility, not the hockey game.
Yeah.
We went to Disney on Ice like 3 years ago.
Okay, I think my sister took her kids there to the Disney on Ice thing. But the getting in and out of the facility is like 5 minutes. We pulled in like 10 minutes before puck drop, and then like we're able to just park and like walk right through. And
you
walk
didn't
to
have
our
to
seats.
like get there 3 hours early to make sure you didn't miss anything.
And getting in wasn't hard, or wasn't hard. Getting out wasn't hard. The tickets were affordable, and I was like, I could get used to this. I'm by myself in an Allen Americans jersey here.
No,
they got themselves a fan now.
No, I mean that's great, and I think that's you just drilled down to what every business owner needs to understand. You got to remove friction from the avatar of the consumer that you're trying to attract. I don't care if you have a coffee shop. I don't care if you're the Dallas Stars. If you are adding too much friction to me being able to be, a customer of yours, I'm probably going to say no, because I have friction in every aspect of my life. And so I'm really drawn to things that give me time back into my day. And so if I turn around and sit there and say, that was Alex and Reese last night, they're like, okay, we got to leave an hour and 45 minutes before the show starts, because what if we hit traffic? The parking garage could be a nightmare. We don't know how getting inside is going to be. We need to go to the merch line. Is everything going to be efficient? And so you're backloading 2 hours. And then at the end of that, it's like, okay, is it going to take us another hour to get out? How is that going to work? And so you're adding all of this friction. Now, they wanted to go and see that, but they said it was actually pretty decent. I'm not going to add 3 hours of friction on top of going and attending something or doing something. And that's the same thing with restaurants and other things. I mean, where do you like to go? Things that provide, good food, culture, but also just give you a good experience. And so if you had to wait for your food for an hour to go to a restaurant, would you probably don their doors again?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
So no, I think those are the exciting things as these sports teams are re-looking at where they can go to remove the friction and enhance, the culture of that. I think they're doing a good job. It's a lose-lose situation for them, but they're gonna win out on the other side of it.
Yeah. Speaking of good food, we went. Kat and I went to Legacy Hall. I've been to Legacy Hall in probably I don't know. It's been a while.
It's so
great.
fun.
I love it. Yeah, like we did like a lap to see like what we could, what we wanted to eat. We sat down and it was just really great. We looked at all the because they've got music, concert. That's
so
like
much
almost
going
every
on.
night. There's something going on there.
Yeah.
That was really cool. I hadn't been to Legacy Hall in a while, and so like if you're looking for something to eat right up the tollway, but right there in Legacy West, and people like if you got wishy-washy group of people. And
well, that's what I was gonna say. If you have a picky family and you can never agree,
I don't know what I want to eat. Yeah, just like literally everything, and it's all really good. And you just grab it and come.
Here's your gift card. Now go where you want to do it. So we've done that before. It was actually really fun. We did like a taste test review. As fun. I got my agents once upon a time when I actually like sponsoring agents. So I always say that out loud. But I went and I gave them all a gift card, and I was like, let's do a food review and just do something that you wouldn't normally buy. And so it was so much fun just to try different things and create that experience, because that's regardless of what culture you're from, breaking bread is an aspect of fellowship we all enjoy. And no, I do think they've done a great job with that. And again, it's not something where you go and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't even get any food. I can't get in the line. It's a great experience. What was your
really
favorite?
We went, so I had a Philly cheesesteak there that was pretty good, and I was like, Kat's on like a health, like, well, I won't say she is, in the past 6 months my wife has gone on a health journey. I'm super proud of her for the dedication stuff, and I'm not on the exact same journey, but I'm getting like drugged
the byproduct is you're getting some of it.
Yeah, because the food that's in my house and the choices that we make when we're together.
Sure.
So we kind of broke
the choices you make
tradition. I pick and choose my choice. When the things that really matter, I can usually get my way, but those are few and far between.
Yeah,
usually,
I like that.
Usually Kat runs the show.
Yep.
I like the cheesesteaks. I think I'm gonna go back and try some of the sushi. There's an Indian place that looked really good in there. The staple, there's all sorts of like things you could just, there's a velvet taco inside there. And I like the things that I know are going to be good, but I need to go try more of that stuff. We're just going to be a frequenter because it's 4 miles from the house or 3 miles from the house.
It's awesome. And what a great opportunity. Now I am going to ask, because I grew up right outside of Philly in southern New Jersey. And so like, what did you like about the cheesesteak?
I didn't do the whiz on.
You did whiz out.
I was whiz out. Yeah. So it was good. It's good. I'm not gonna throw. I'm never gonna throw like It's like saying like, yeah, I went and got barbecue in
Indiana.
Wisconsin. And then be like, oh, it's not the same. It's like, well, of course it's not going to be exactly the same. There's something they can do with that that's just a little different. But it was really great.
Okay.
Yeah, let's we'll keep going back.
Okay, I like that.
Upcoming events, we've got our local radio sports radio station, The Ticket. I don't know if you're a Ticket person or a 105.3 The Fan person, but The Ticket has ticket stock coming up February 20th and 21st, so here in about 3 weeks. Pudge Rodriguez will be there.
Oh, fun.
My father-in-law's favorite Dallas Cowboy, Charles Haley, will be there. Actually, I think my wife saw him. They got like an autograph of Charles Haley.
Very cool.
She wears a Charles Haley shirt or jersey to the games. So he'll be there. It is free to go. So that's a fun free thing. I think it's a Plano Event Center.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yep. Also at the Plano Event Center, North Texas Boat Show is coming up. So I know it's really cold last week, but boating season's right around the corner. If you're looking at getting a boat or you just want to go ogle at like the new stuff that's going on,
I think this is the
walk around.
I think it's the best time to go do something like that, so you can transport yourself out of, the winter vortex.
Put yourself in the mindset. Just like make yourself a cocktail and just sit in like a Mastercraft.
It needs to have an umbrella in it or something.
Yeah, that's funny.
That'll be good.
Yeah, I would say that's something that's really good. My brother-in-law bought a boat last year, so we might go just to like look at all the cool accessories and stuff.
I like that.
There's a whole section for like all the new floats and the tows and like all of that.
We're a floaty family. Yeah. We like a good float.
I'm a pontoon, like sitting like just float like with a rope tied to the pontoon type of family. But
don't make me work, in my recreation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless it's pickleball.
Let's see. Legacy West's having a Valentine's Day. By the way, Valentine's Day is up around the corner. Do you guys, you and Reese do anything for Valentine's Day typically?
No, it's more of a, obviously something we can do with Alex and, look forward to and everything else. So I'm in the background trying to figure out and let that not sneak up on me. It was something that was nice because, like the whole Christmas, like fallout, like you're going up, and then Christmas is here and then you crash.
Yep.
Especially from, how much just stimulation as a population we do around the holidays, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's over. Got it. Mm-hmm. And so we started to like decorate her room for Valentine's Day and do stuff like that. So it kind of gave her a little bit more of, something to look forward to. There's something around the corner.
Yeah, there's this big exhale after like New Year's where there's nothing really,
there's nothing going on. So it's more like that. So we're so we'll do something. But have you seen what everybody's talking about where February has become the perfect month?
No, go run it. What do you mean?
So February 1st, what day did it start on? A Sunday.
Is it a Sunday? Okay, Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
and there's 28 days.
28 days. Okay.
So it's 4 perfect weeks.
It's the only every 3 years. That's the only month that it could be a perfect one. So that would be like every 7. It's got to line up.
Oh, now you have to go into like calculus and everything else.
Tanner's going to go pull up his calendar and be like, well, actually, every 27 years is when we get the alignment.
So if you like look on it, and that's what people were saying. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely amazing. So you've got Valentine's Day that falls on a Saturday, and you've got 4 perfect weeks and all of these other things, and so it's actually kind of neat to see.
Month. Okay.
Yeah, so it's maybe after the January, because it felt like January went on for 4 years. We'll go into a perfect month.
Because the kids weren't in school. Like Plano was shut down Monday through Thursday last week.
They were,
right?
Yeah. Okay. I still don't understand the whole let's go back on Friday, but whatever. They didn't ask me.
I was in Orlando last week, and so I landed late Thursday night.
Okay.
And that's what I think. McKinney was shut down too, and we were driving home. So you
were gone during the apocalypse?
No, so I left Monday night. No, I left first thing Tuesday morning.
Oh, you got out.
Yeah, so we played like I don't know, like bobsled all the way to I got on like the 6 a.m. flight, so Kat drove me to Love Field.
Okay.
Which was an interesting. It was icy. It was tough.
It was tough.
Yeah, in the Prius. She had because she didn't want to drive the truck because she's like, I feel like I know the Prius better. Like even though the truck's 4-wheel drive and like new tires and like could definitely handle it. She's like, I feel like if something went wrong, one, if it if we bumped into something, it'd be okay. It's a 2013 Prius with like 200,000 miles on it. It's gonna be fine.
You took it. She took her life into her own hands with you in the 2013
there was like nobody else
Prius.
in there, so you're just kind of sliding around down the highway.
God forbid you do hit like a barricade or something. That Prius is not necessary. Anyways,
it's all about getting yourself like in the groove, like in those little ruts, and then you're kind of just guided down like.
Nevertheless, you're here.
You ever driven one of those like the kids' cars at Six Flags where like it's got the track down the center, so you can't hit? Yeah, it's kind of the guide lanes.
Okay,
yeah, so it's kind of like that.
We're gonna go with that.
Yeah,
we're gonna go with that. Yeah,
I was just amazed that when we came back on Thursday, it
that
looked
you were
relatively
alive.
Yes, that I was alive.
Yeah, that's great.
The fact that we were still canceling school. Somebody's going to have to explain to me why we didn't go on Thursday.
Well, because you have to understand. So one, people that do have the ability to drive their kids to school and everything else or take those precautions, a lot of children walk. It's still unsafe down there. And then getting the buses out of the actually bus barns was catastrophic. So even schools that were trying to open, like at 3 or 4 in the morning, they tried to get the buses out and they were like, sorry, it's canceled.
Okay.
Like it was just not safe for the ancillary peripheral.
Fair enough. Thank you for explaining it to somebody who like just walked outside and was like, I don't know, explain it to me. And like there's are you saying it's more complicated than I think?
It's more complicated. The funny part is that one of my buddies that I play pickleball with is a psychology teacher for Frisco ISD in high school. And so I got to see him during the week and he was like, school's canceled. And so we were sitting there on Wednesday and he's like sitting there looking at his phone in the afternoon, seeing if it was going to be canceled on Thursday. And he's such a smart guy and he really loves being a teacher. And I just looked at him and he goes, I got to tell you, it's just not worth it. These kids are not going to learn anything tomorrow that would to put one person, one teacher, one kid at risk to do anything. He's like, let them out. Like it's ridiculous. And they don't do makeup. Did you know they don't do makeup days anymore?
I thought like to get their funding, they had to get like they have to be in school a certain number of days in order
so
to get
apparently,
like
and maybe I'm wrong, but like
funding.
that's not, at least for every school district, they don't follow that same path. So especially with that, it's like, okay, if you're not having to do certain makeup days on the back end, but you know where I stand on institutional schools anyways. So I'm like, cancel them all, homeschool them. It's great.
And I'm sure we'll give you a soapbox to talk all about that on another episode. I think we're gonna leave that
right there.
I think we're gonna wrap it here. Yeah,
okay.
I think that's it. Thank you so much for coming on again. Next Monday we'll be here.
Yes,
be
let's
back
do it.
And doing it again.
Oh, I won't be here next Monday.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, then I'll drag somebody else in here to talk.
Okay.
It's not going to be nearly as entertaining, but
it won't.
I'll try to make do.
And I'll be in Austin for the Texas Realtors Conference.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Okay.
So when
you come back again, you get to tell us what you learned.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And some takeaways from that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right.
Cool.
See you later.
See you later, buddy.
Take care.
Bye, guys.